house. So, check, check, check. We in on a conscious poetry session right now, my people. Are you tuned in? We just dropped the Willie Bowl on the Willie Bowl. We pulling up on the treasury now. All those that are on the road to the treasury, follow me. Or you can follow the yellow brick road. But I too follow the yellow brick road, so follow me. Right about now, you should be click, 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 ding into your treasury accounts. If you have not done your process the correct way, you need to call 407 300 5377 and we can get you on the road to the treasury. Click, 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 ding. Okay, so my people, as we rise up into a higher level, into another dimension, into another reality of the true one, you, the only one, the higher self, the one that got the gun, boom, boom, bang, bang. We could blow off, we could ching, 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 chang. That's how it's flowing, my people. We get down with the ballistics, the realistics of this is the consciousnistic one, telling you that you need to rise up and shine like the S-U-N sun, my niggas. Straight up. If you are not studying what you need to be studying to get down into that road of the yellow brick road, which is a golden road, that is where your money is. But you have to access it right. Access is the identity. The identity is you. So basically, those that go through the next level within the game, because you are in a matrix game, and this game that we call in the matrix is airship. You are an heir to a ship which has your cargo and vessel. So you see what I'm saying? When Patrick Devine dropped it, when he went to give in the fingerprints, when he dropped it, you got to listen to all the key words that most of the great ones that was on the road to the treasury, and that is the Patrick Devines. You got the Peter Polinskis, but Peter Polinsky is locked right now, my people. You know, the process, he is locked up right now. You can go read it for yourself. Peter Polinsky. Everybody called him PJ. So you can go look it up for yourself. And you can find out what Peter Polinsky did within the process, because he was another guru that preached a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know, he preached all those processes. But some of those processes, if you have not published and declared, you would be considered still a ward of the state. Straight up. Yo, what's up, my people? What's up, my people in the chat? Let me get some nines up in the chat right now. For real, for real. If you feeling what I'm saying. Peace to my this cat in the chat. Peace. Yo. So anyway, the Patrick Devine dropped mad clues. But you can only figure out the clue when you are at that level. Straight up. You got the Pastor Freedoms dropping shit. You got the I'm not even gonna say his name, but yeah, he be dropping shit. But they charge too much for their classes. Straight the fuck up. Now, my people, that's why we here at USPEFS, we are giving you that consultation, $25. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to help you with any part of the process that you are in. You can't figure it out. 407-300-5377. And we can get you there. So follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Yo, we've been following this yellow brick road like forever, my people. Forever we've been on the road to the treasury, the golden path, the gold, the silver, you know what I'm saying? But it seems as though they got pirate ships hijacking shit. Like, what the fuck? Can we hear it? Can we see it? Can we get it? Yo, it's like in mid-air, niggas is just swiping shit. That's why they are changing up the system right now, my people. They are rearranging. They have already been reset the system. I know it's some of y'all right now out there, you had to catch it through your car clocks. The car clock went back to military time, yada. Some other people probably caught it on their alarm clocks. Their alarm clock didn't even go off at the right time. It happened last week. So the reset already begun, straight up. So people that are really conscious and they got it within their heart, it's only you that can step up to the plate and start swinging at some of these fireballs, straight up, because you are going to go through a lot when you go with this matrix right here. You can choose a red pill or you could choose the blue pill. The red pill is private and the blue pill is public, my nigga. So it's your choice. How conscious within your consciousness can you think up a path that is going to clink, unlock your vault? Because your vault has its last name on it. Your vault has its last name on it. I got the information to the vault. 407-300-5377. And you too could have the information to the vault. Straight up. But, if you don't have a trust set up, if you don't have your sole proprietor set up, it doesn't work. So that is why a lot of people end up behind bars when they're on their airship journey. Because when you are on your airship journey, that is the highest fucking journey within this matrix. Because airship is how you get to the other side of the portal or wall, whatever you want to call it. But it goddamn sure is not an ice wall, okay? That's some bullshit. Yes, they just dropped the hellified ice storm up in New York, and that shit is straight up ice, okay? So when this solar storm just passed, we had major ships sitting over within our atmosphere we could have seen, but they blocked it with the clouds, so we didn't get to see the whole aurora borealis happen here in New York at all. These niggas just blocked the whole fucking sky out. And then they was dropping ice balls on people from, the weather of the ships that were over us. So basically, this shit has already gone down, my people. You have imposters and actors in a so-called White House. Basically, that White House was in the movie Logan's Run, and that White House was already buried. And that was in the movie Logan's Run, and Logan's Run was another part of the future right now. So you may want to go back and check out Logan's Run, because that shit right there dropped the whole shit on the raising of the White House, how the White House was dismantled in Logan's Run. So those who survived the White House back in that time period, those were the ones that brought over the White House into the next dimension of building. So Master Masons were the people, straight up. And the problem right now that we are in is that the illusion seems to be so fucking real to people that the illusion has got people so blinded and misled that they don't know who they are anymore. And they probably will never know who they are anymore, because one, the atmosphere is being terraformed every day. If you're in the air and you have to constantly, when you come from out of the air and go inside, if you have to constantly blow your nose, that is your system partly is on an upgrade, and your system is trying to modulate itself to align with the new atmosphere that we are in. So if we're in a new atmosphere, the reset has already gone down. The money transfer has already been transferred. Did you get any of it? If you didn't, it's because you don't have custodianship to your estate. You have to have custodianship to your estate to even begin heirship. That's what a lot of gurus do not tell people. So you can go back and listen to this live from the beginning, because what I'm dropping is way over. You can flash gold coins, gold bars, and silver bars in front of my face. Straight up. You got gurus that will floss. Gurus like that floss and talk shit. They not even helping the people. And if you're not of their nationality, then you're an outsider. That's some sick ass shit. That's part of the sickness that has been funneled through each bloodline. And it seems as though that it seems as though that Moorish people are prejudiced against anybody that is not Moorish or whatever they call themselves. And from what I've read in my research, Moors were subjects to the corporation, or whatever the corporation was that was over them at the time. And Morocco is not ancient. Morocco is a new country. So none of that Moorish stuff from my research existed in Tartaria. So Moors came after Tartaria. We're talking about real indigenous people that already had roots in the land, already knew the ins and outs. Okay, so now they have completely fucking forgotten who the fuck they are. They allowed other people to come in and take over. So, is Trump right? Is Trump wrong? Who the fuck knows? But Trump is defending what he feels is right for him and his family and his lineage. So that's on a Trump thing. And that's real talk. And you would have to look at it for yourself. And this is not opinion, this is all fact. The fact is that you live it. That's the real fact. The ones that have already seen it, that's a fact. And those are the ones they try to remove because now the way they icing this shit up here in New York, son, it's like they trying to create another ice wall. Because they could drop, we had about 10 feet of snow in Long Island. So if we have another snowstorm, none of the snow has cleared up yet. The dumpsters can't even get this shit right. The people that got to ride around in those machines can't even get this shit right. So my people, straight up, you know, you're gonna have to wake up because basically you are in a hologram, straight up. And the only way you really know that you're in a hologram, one, you would have to study holograms. Two, you would have to start to just travel. You would have to just get in your vehicles, whatever boat, and just start traveling. Because that is when you're really going to see that you are really in a hologram. You know, you got portals, which are hubs, they're domes. So whenever you're driving through domes, especially on the highway. You're driving through domes, you're driving through different atmospheres, and you can tell when you're in a different atmosphere because the weather's going to change within your vehicle. Your vehicle tell you the weather change. And you know, that's the first sign. The vehicle is going to tell you the change. The weather will change. You'll see it. It's a lot of stuff. You have to travel to see that you're really in a hologram. You would have to start just traveling. So the ones that stay complacent in one place, you know, they're more easier to keep hypnotized and to keep under a spell. To not be under a spell and to not be hypnotized, you would have to turn the fucking TV the fuck off. Straight up. You would have to start creating and creating from your own inner self. Straight up. You would have to start documenting, which means publishing and declaring. Straight up. If you read the Independence or if you listen to the Declaration of Independence, 1776, on why these niggas freed themselves, that is what's happening right now. We are living the same thing over and over each day, but you don't even see it because everybody has become complacent. Complacent, thinking that there is somebody that has a foot on their neck. And the only one that has the foot on their neck is themselves with their thought process. Your thought process is what is going on. So basically, you know, this is a conscious poetry session. This is how we get down on a conscious poetry session, straight up. So, my people, it's a lot going on right now. You know, you need to set up your accounts right. If you know what I'm talking about, everybody knows what's going on. Anybody who has studied with the USPEFS knows what's going down, straight up. So, um, you had somebody, a guru talking about, the gold back dollars. Yeah, physical, I understand it. All true indeed. Yeah, but they ain't going to let the system crash at all, because if the system crashes, it's too many people that know too much shit and who to rob quickly. So they are not going to let the system go down, my people. The system ain't shutting down. No, no, no. The system ain't shutting the fuck down ever. Okay? So you could just wipe that one right out of your head. You are going to have the digital, you're going to have your physical. You're going to have your public, you're going to have your private. You're going to have a FinCEN where you can mix the two at one time, because that's what FinCEN does. So, my people, you got to get with the United States Private Enterprise Free State, because, we always got the flavor and we always got that sauce. And the source is because it comes from study, intuition, action. We act upon what the ancestors tell us to do. So if you tune in into you, so what's up out there in the chats? Okay, what up to all my people in the chat? How y'all doing? Yo. So, the yellow brick road, the yellow brick road. We going, we going, we going down, 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 down to the yellow brick road. I'm saying conscious poetry on a freestyle mode. We going down to the yellow brick road. We gonna put our hands in some gold. We gonna put our hands into some silver. Those are the precious metals and minerals that we bartered and traded with from day one, day one, day one, not day two, but we still in day one. If we are back into an age where gold and silver are the hottest topics on the motherfucking planet, my people, it's time that you wake the fuck up. So they giving back the gold and they giving back the silver. For real. For real, my niggas. They giving back the gold and they giving back the silver. For real. For real, my niggas. So the only way that you can take the gold and silver back is to have your account set the fuck up. And we know how to set that up for you. You can get that gold account set up. You can get that silver account set up. 407-300-5377. Give us a call and we can set that gold account up for you. We can set that silver account up for you. You know what I'm saying? You can have all your checks direct deposited and turn it into gold and silver immediately. Straight up. That's how you move in this day and age. Straight up. You take your credits and you turn it into gold and silver. You take your checks, you take your direct deposits, whatever. You turn it into gold and silver. So, you know, they had that 5 years ago. But I'm pretty sure they probably had it more than 5 years ago, because we learned it from somebody else. So they been had cards to trade their Federal Reserve notes and their credits and turn it into gold, silver, copper, whatever precious metal. They would take that money, and that's what they have invested all of our BCs in. All our BCs have been invested in everything that you see before you within your state and in your city. So your BC had invested money to build the county that you were born in. So everything on that county on your birth certificate, that is your investment. Now, how do you prove it? You have the birth certificate, you have the lot, you have the block number. So if you have the lot, block number, and I think it's another code that you need, we can get that for you also in that consultation. So the consultation is $25. So you need all of that. So once you start to put together your pieces, that is how you move through the levels within airship. You know what I'm saying? HEIRSHIP, airship, which is an airship, AIRSHIP. That is an airship. This is the air, and we are ships within our own right. So that's why they call it airship, because it goes on and on and on. But it comes to a point that if you go back into the Declaration of Independence, that you must create your own. And that is what you have to do. You cannot be afraid. You have to roar like the lion straight the fuck up. And you have to take back your airship. And that's taking back everything that the county that you invested in as a baby, because they tagged you, they gave you a BC, which is a bond, which was funded 4 days after your birth, sent to the Department of Health. The Department of Health sent it to Vital Statistics. They all are probably sister companies under the one umbrella of the Treasury. And the Treasury stems back all the way back into Tartaria, and then before Tartaria, Siberia, and all them other spots. So if the Treasury stems back that far, man could have never been a caveman. Yes, they probably were cavemen existing, but not within the portal of airship. Because you cannot be a caveman with functioning on 1/4 of your brain. So 1/4 of their brain as a caveman, they're still animal, incomplete. So they had 75 other percent that they needed to complete. As cavemen, we were already completed. We had 4 hemispheres of our brain functioning simultaneously. We were at crystalline power when we were in remembrance of who we are. So You ask yourself, who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose now? So it's only the now, my people. It's only the now. So what are you doing right now? Are you thinking on how to unlock your vault in the treasury? Okay, because that is a vault, my niggas. That is a vault. The treasury is a deep vault. And my nigga Patrick Devine did not lie. 20, he said 20 feet below Missouri, Tartaria was down there. And Tartaria also had the treasury. And they brought the treasury here now. So, what are y'all gonna do? I know you're not gonna want to keep wasting your time when there are people that are already unlocking and clink, clink, ding on a door, on a vault. If you want to get that, then you definitely need to call 407 300 5377 because we got the clink, clink, ding, bing, let's open up sesame. All right, straight up. The vault will be cracking because airship is all that we do. You see what I'm saying? We ride on air. You flow on air, my people. If you just think air, which means that flow. And if the air is flowing, then you are definitely on the alignment to the grid point where you need to be. Because everybody unlocks it a different way. But there's only one path that everybody has to take to get in, and everybody has to go through that path. And we know that path. So, that path is a path that if you have not done it, then you may have to play around in it, or you could get with people that have already done it. So you talking to certain gurus, you'll find out who already done it. When you get to the level, then you'll understand the guru that you was listening to that dropped it, who just disappears. Or they say they're dead. And you could look for an obituary, but there's no obituary on them. So where did they really go? Now, from all of the research that I have been doing, anybody could buy some bling bling that's fake. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people do it because it's all make believe. I have to make you believe that this is what I got from the process of doing taxes. Okay? So now they go and they start showing you all of this stuff. Now, is this person setting themselves up to get robbed by showing you they got this, they got that, and they're trying to say that you too could have this if you file your taxes properly and they're saying that they're a guru. So they, from what I understand, they are not even filing their own taxes. They have a CPA that they said that they trained. So I don't know, but it seems as though that why would you even need a CPA when you can unlock your own vault within the system by following the orders of the IRS? Okay? You know, by following the orders of the Declaration of Independence, by following the orders of the Confederation, by following the orders of your own intuition, by following your orders of certain parts of the Constitution, you know, by following the orders of certain the UCC, the Uniform Commercial Code, following those orders because business and it's all commercial, you know. So let's go there with that. Basically, you know, this is a conscious poetry session right now. This is how we get down consciously when we drop poetry for the masses that want to get through a maze. This is a maze, my people. The matrix is a maze. A lot of people may stop the process within the matrix is because they don't want to take fingerprints. So that's deep because you cannot be doing certain things because it will block your airship. So if your airship gets blocked, they are forever over your family last name. And if that's true, because somebody said that the Pope has the copyrights on all the surnames that a BC was given to. Now, if that is fucking true, then the Pope should be running for his fucking life right now, for real, because you owe everybody on this whole entire planet because we have gotten our names copywritten. We have taken over the estate, which means that the Pope must relinquish the estate. He has to relinquish the estates that are to those people because the Pope has no right to take anybody's heirship because the Pope itself doesn't have an heirship within our airship. So that would make them pirates to our airship. If they're if it's true that the Pope has copywritten everybody's last name that has been given a birth certificate in the 50 states. That's some shit that you really have to think about because no one has ever given the Pope consent to do anything. Nobody. So it seems as though that it's either through war or they just took it upon themselves to just say, fuck it, we king, we queen, and we gonna take over anybody, whatever, whatever, whatever. Okay, but that right there is against the consent of the people. So if government should get out of hand according to the Declaration of Independence, you have the right to create your own government. So you wake up and you start to detach from your character actors that acted as mother and father. Because everybody that has a birth certificate in the 50 states is a ward of the state. You're considered incompetent and that you can't handle your own affairs. And until you rebut the record and show that you can handle your own affairs, you start to rebut the record. You have to rebut the record. There's no other way. If you don't rebut the record, then you too will go down with the airship. You won't be able to get it because rebuttal of the record has to be found on their record. So, because their record right now is what's holding our airship record. So, as long as they are administrating the estates, okay, within the 50 states, then it's not, you have to rebut the record so that you want to get your bills paid, then you have to rebut the record. Because right now, a ward, if you knew how to act as a ward, you're going to have to know the rules and regulations of a ward. How does a ward act? What are the benefits of being a ward of the state? Shit like that. So when you really get down to the nitty gritty of this game, you will understand that the only thing that's going to save you is the protection before you start to do anything. You have to protect the ensligus and you have to protect yourself. So, get with us and we can help you, protect yourself straight up, because that's what's going down. Before you do anything, you have to protect yourself, because you dealing with another type of species that straight up is not going to give it up at all. They're not giving it to nobody. They're not going to give it back. They already have we have already invested everything into their system. So the only thing that you can do is try to get it back out of their system. And the only way to get it back out through their system is through taxes. So if you're not filing taxes, then you need to stop complaining and act like a ward. If you are not complaining, then you need to start following what you got to do and doing your research to get it, because that's the only way that you can get through the system, is to rebut everything that they're saying about you, because everything they're saying about you is a lie. Straight up. Once you can see that everything that they're saying about you is a lie, that's when you start to move. You start to move away from a lot of dumb shit. You will start to see that, okay, you will read the room. Before you even go in, you may already see what happens, so you don't even show the fuck up. Or you may get there, read the fucking room or read the atmosphere before you even step into that dome, because it's another dome that you step into. So you got to remember, if you stepping into somebody else's dome, somebody else has magic in that dome to protect them. And you should have your magic to protect you. But when you go into someone else's dome, you know, you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's going down, you don't know nothing unless you studied it. But you may run up on some shit and you won't know how to defend yourself straight up. So that's how this matrix moves, is that if you don't have one piece in the system that's going to match another piece in the system, you just sending out pieces, but you're not piecing together the puzzle to unlock the vault. So you have to piece together, or you have to create some type of order or structure within your paperwork, which is in your thought process, to get to the next level. The next level, whatever level that you get to, is going to be deep, because this process is about how much information can you contain without writing it down, because half of the shit you're doing is going to be online. So yes, you might write some shit down, but later on you're going to have to just start remembering this shit, because you can't take books with you. You can't be carrying all of them books around. You're going to have to just memorize this shit. That's how real jumpers move. If you are a quick learner and you can maneuver through the system, and we're not talking about the system, we're talking about the system, okay? We're talking about an eye, okay? And an eye is like an iris or something like that. You know, I don't know, but something like that. That is a gateway. You have to answer all the questions in that gateway. And then you're going to have to answer a whole bunch of other questions in another gateway. We got the gateway keys. 407 300 5377. You know what I'm saying? If you want the gateway keys, because this is a conscious poetry session right now. So if you want the keys to the gateway, you got to get down. You got to get down with us. USPEFS, my people. United States Private Enterprise Free State. You know what I'm saying? Where we follow the path of the greatest gurus that have ever done it. And the greatest gurus that have ever done it, my niggas, are the ones that you cannot find an obituary to. If you cannot find an obituary on someone doing this process, yo, that shit is wild. So that means that that guru mastered the process, which means that you would have to go back and listen to his shit to see the last words that the person said. Now, or we can put another spin on this. Could this be that, being that this is the Matrix, YouTube, and being that YouTube does hire actors, that all of this shit is an act that we're following? Some people think that way. But you're going to stop thinking that way when you get to a certain level of the game. You're going to be like, this shit is real. And when you see that this shit is real, that's when you start to change your whole thought process. Everything just switches. And now you are truly locked into airship. Because you done seen what the ancestors left within Akasha, your Akashic records, to see. So those who really do go after airship, they're clicking, their brain hemisphere is 4/4 full, that is fully functioning. Those that can get through this process, because this process is the activation of your 4 hemispheres of your brain, straight up. You have to be using all your hemispheres to even get through this process. To get through the iris, you have got to be using 4 functioning brain up in your head, 4/4 of them. Put it together, that's whole brain thinking. So they don't want whole brain thinkers, because whole brain thinkers are thinking circular. Circular is a 360-degree circle. 360 on one side, 360 on the other, which is 720 degrees, which is a number 9. So there is no fucking number higher than 9, my people. Straight up. So on that cerebrum tip, 4 hemispheres of the brain fully activated to get through the iris. Straight up. You need 4 hemispheres of your brain functioning to get through the iris. Okay? So that's when you know the process is real. You won't be floating around no fucking more when you get into a certain part of the process, because now it's all mathematical. Straight up. The whole process after the mathematical. You must become a mathematical genius, not a mathematical genius on some Einstein dumb shit. We're talking about mathematical genius on unlocking ancient airship vaults. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. So, if your brain is fully functioning with 720 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, overstanding, then you will crack the road to the treasury very quickly. You know what I'm saying? The road to the treasury is a long road, because you're going to have to status correct. And even status correction happens in the iris. So that's another part of status correction, my people, is in the iris, going into the eye, straight up. You going into the eye, you're gonna have to do a lot. The eye is no joke. Going through the iris is no joke. You gotta know what you're doing, and you gotta remember with your paperwork. So basically, yeah, you writing shit down. We writing shit down on our paperwork, But the bottom line is that you're going to have to remember. So, memory is the key. Memory is the key to all reality. If you can remember everything that you're doing right now with this process, every time you do your paperwork, it's like memory, straight up. It's an imprint, it's an awakening, and it's a rebirth. So you are rebirthing yourself into heirship wealth. Wealth beyond your wildest imagination. If you've seen how when they show on the lifestyles of the rich and famous, that's our life, but even better. That is what that has been swindled, bamboozled, and taken from all the people that have a birth certificate in the 50 states. So that is a lot of shit to understand, and then have to learn how to overstand it to assert your rights, because you have rights. Some people don't know that they have rights, so they just get trampled upon. So you got to stand up for who you are, straight up, no matter what, for real. That's why they have zoos, zoos. That's why they have zoos. That is why they have zoos. And you go and you visit the zoo. You like to see the animals in the zoo. Those animals that are caged in zoos, those animals were here, and those animals did not bother anybody. They lived freely on the land in peace. They were not fighting with anybody. So why are they locked up in zoos? You see what I'm saying? You have to start to ask yourself questions like why? And then why would we want to go and visit it in a zoo? That is crazy. Why would you want to go visit, animals in a zoo? You're walking through a zoo, they're caged up. You're even caged up. They got people living in boxes where these people, the ancestors, lived in crystal palaces. You know what I'm saying? It was made out of the land. It was carved out of the land from the inner earth up. So they lived in, really beautiful places. Now, like the New World, the Freedom Tower, that is some galactic ancient shit from people that were survivors of Tartaria. So the survivors of Tartaria are ruling over the money system right now. Right now, they're ruling over the money system. So they call them here now bankers. But in Tartaria, they were called something else. So you got to put it together. You're going to either use your brain to get rich, or you're going to use your brain, or you're going to allow somebody else to use your brain to make them rich. So it's either you're going to make yourself rich, or you're going to make somebody else rich. So, haven't we, the people that have birth certificates here in the United States, in the 50 states, haven't we been making other people rich for at least 6 generations? And now, even in our generation, we're still making them rich. So, something's wrong with that picture, okay? For real. So, wouldn't you say that it's time to make ourselves rich right now? And basically, they were administering your estate. If you govern your own estate and you control the as league is your own estate, then you can do what they were doing. But nobody never taught people this. And they never will ever teach anybody it. They only teach, the ones that are, and this is sad to say, but I think they teach it to the ones that how they don't socialize with nobody else but themselves, and they have sex with their own family members. I'm gonna say it like that. So, and it gets passed down like that. That's a sickness. And how could you have sickness and sick people over your estate that are doing sick shit with your golden money? That shit don't make no type of sense. And when you keep thinking about it, it's like, yo, when the fuck will we as a people wake up? Wake up that the reality is not right. The way they treat people is not right. And you can see it. You can see it in home health care. You really can see it. Now, what I've noticed is that it be foreigners that this is what somebody was telling me. And I'm just listening and they just telling me all of this stuff. And I'm like, wow, okay. So they were saying that, you know, I listened to their story about what's going through the sickness with home health care. And then you look at other sicknesses around you, and then look at the sicknesses in your own families. That shit will blow your mind. So, when you put all that sickness together, wouldn't you want to get the fuck away from it? Who wants to stay around sickness? People have to rise up and just accept certain things, and then you just move on. Because yes, we are trapped in a cage like a zoo. We are trapped in it, and that's real talk. We are trapped in a cage. We are trapped in a zoo, just like the animals. But what we have over animals is that we have more thinking power and more, well, I can't say memory, but we have a lot more thinking power. We have more full hemisphere power. So we still trapped in a zoo just like the animals. So if we keep moving on into it, you get into the archons. And that's some real shit. Archons are really real, my people. So I talked about that already. I'm not even going to get into that. But the archons are some real shit. So everybody trapped in something, right? Everybody's trapped into something. But the only thing that's going to release you is to stay on the path of this process, because the process is what really unlocks your brain. And when the brain unlocks, it can unlock any other lock, any other vault. So I say, stay on the path, don't give up. Even though shit, everybody goes through something within this process, for real. Everybody goes through it. You know, the bottom line is this: you either gonna sink or you're gonna swim, because no matter how you look at this, we are in nothing but water. This shit out in New York looked like an ice palace. Straight up. It has transformed into Greenland. New York looks like Greenland right now. I swear to fucking God. This shit is not, it looks like Greenland. It's like it flipped. All of a sudden, the weather just fucking flipped. The whole scenery changed. It's like you driving through, and it's like just pure white. It doesn't even look like New York. This place, it doesn't even look like it with the storm that just hit us. So this storm that just hit us, that was the second one. The third storm is coming, y'all. So the third storm, if they ain't iced this shit up yet, the third storm will probably ice this bitch over in New York. So we are looking out to see if any storms, we need to be sending our love energy to send any storms back from New York, push it back to where it came from, straight up. New York do not need no more storms. The storm that just hit in New York, this shit was ice. It was like Mr. Freeze hit this bitch, straight up. So, yo, I'm telling everybody right now, y'all need to wake the fuck up. Y'all need to wake up now, for real, for real. This shit is insane. And New York is the headquarters of all of this shit right now. It is so many motherfucking people here in New York. It's ridiculous. And it's all for this, that citizenship with Donald Trump, his citizenship card. That shit, he making stupid money off of that. Okay? Stupid money he is making off of a citizenship card. Yo, unfucking real. It seems as though that the citizenship card has been bought by motherfuckers that want to ice this bitch over. Straight up. Yo, who is Donald Trump selling New York off to? Who has he sold this bitch off to? Because this shit is this cold out here. They're saying it's like it could be 9 right now. I think it's like 20 or 19 degrees. It's really probably 0 degrees right now. So we are being lied to about the temperature of the planet. We are being lied to about everything. And when it comes to times like that, the Declaration of Independence says, self-govern. Take your power back. Leave their government system the fuck alone. Give them back the first BC. And then all the BCs that you purchased on your own are yours, not theirs anymore. But the first one, you got to give it back. You have to surrender it, but you control it. So you give it back, and but I wouldn't give it back until you have certain status correction, where you walking up into the bank with a trust on file down at the motherfucking county. Because if you don't, you are still a ward of the state unless you publish and declare. So, if you haven't declared it yet, but it's published, it still stands as law. You just have to go down and declare. You declare at the county, you declare at probate, you declare at surrogate's court, you declare at the Supreme Court, you declare wherever else your heart wants to declare at. But that's how it goes down, my people. So, in another world, we all would be not have because we would already be rich. So we already rich. We have to just think it, get through the process, don't even sweat it. You know, sometimes you have to act like it don't even exist and it doesn't exist. It just evaporates into the air. So that's all it is bubbles of thoughts in the air moving scientifically to one that is glowing the brightest. The nervous system is your neuron system, which makes you glow. The nervous system does everything. Everything is a wire connected to a black dot, your center, which is in your navel. The navel is the center of the body, for real. Now, another center in the body is the solar plexus. That is another center in the body. And then you have another center in the body, the gonad. That is the private spot. That is a center. Then you have another center in the body, and it's between your feet at the bottom. That is your grounding, your G, your land. And then you have another center at the top, which is the pineal gland. That is a center within the structure of physical, etheric, astral, mental, and spiritual, straight up. So if you going through those 5 bodies, that means that you should be able to get through the level of the unlocking of the vault through the iris. It's an eye. It's an all-seeing eye that you have to go through to get to the money. So, fingerprints, nationality, it's going to be there. They're going to ask you, what is your nationality? So, nobody can answer that for you but you when you get to that level. So, my people, we about to get up out of here. I done been on here for a minute, dropping a whole bunch on y'all. We had a conscious poetry session. All those people that heard it, you knew how we got down. You knew we dropped it. You know what I'm saying? We dropped it. Always dropping it. You got to go back and listen to the beginning because we always dropping it. We always giving you a nugget, an ingestion so that you can ingest, then digest as you research to find out the truth. Because the jewel that we always drop here are nuggets of gold, nuggets of silver. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all got your gold cards, because the gold card is how you move your money into gold and silver. You need that card. The vault is in Switzerland, my people, but you have to unlock it right here. And then you're going to go in to Switzerland. So that's how that goes down. Niggas can get up on the stage with a shearling coat. That is all great and dandy. I'm glad that you are warm. Great. You showing everybody that you warm. You in a nice warm house. Great. Said. You got gurus that they love guruing. Okay. So you got gurus that been guruing for like 20, 30 years. I'm going to have anything to say about that. That's how niggas guru. So let a guru. And that shit don't guru this way, because we don't flow like that. And I'm not going to drop no names, anything like that, but a bitch ain't Patty. Straight up. So, niggas like you that talk shit about people trying to get through a fucking process, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You lucky niggas don't do a drive-by or something like that, because we don't get down like that. You just lucky like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm too fucking conscious for that stupid shit. And at that, to try to put somebody in some fucking patty position, and you ain't even dropping no fucking money on them to play the fucking role. So what type of shit is that? And I am not going to say any fucking names, but we know who the fuck that bro is, straight up, or guru is, of 30 years teaching. So that's what I had to say. So basically, people need to stop the dumb shit, straight up. Because one, the process is too fucking hard on a whole bunch of people to be talking shit about anybody with this process. This process gives you the uplift that you fucking need to get the fuck up out of whatever brain spell you was in. This process is what will fucking wake you up, straight up. And some people don't want to be woke the fuck up, so then they need to leave people the fuck alone. If you don't want to be woke up, then stop fucking with people that are already woke. And then you got people that are already woke that want to fuck with people that are woke too. And that's that motherfucker right there. Not going to mention no names, but questions, was asked, and nobody harassed him. It was just a question. So I don't understand that one. But that nigga is always trying to rag on somebody, on another guru. For what reason? I don't know. If you making money like that and you can flash in the camera, all this shit, then I don't see why you talk about people, because you're supposed to have all of that. Anybody that has all of that ain't talking about other people like that. Straight the fuck up. So that's my 2 cents in it. I have nothing else to say about it, but that's how it's going the fuck down. So to all my people, stay up, stay one, for real, for real, for real. Stay strong. And I'm about to be out. I'm about to be out. Let me tell you, no doubt, I'm about to be out because niggas talk shit and they don't even know what the fuck I'm all about. And if they did, they would hush their mouth because I come back with a motherfucking flip on your lid, nigga. Straight up. So I'm out.